Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well, and hope you're having a smashing and a fantastic Monday. What a shit weekend. What a rubbish weekend if you are a Spurs fan. And it just feels so flat. It really does. Huge game tomorrow away at the San Siro in the Champions League. And I'm not anticipating it at all, I'll be honest with you. I was buzzing for this game last week after we beat Man City. And we headed into this weekend with so much optimism. We thought, okay, Leicester pick up a big win, make it 3 wins in a row in the Premier League, 4 wins in a row in general for Spurs. And then head into the San Siro with so much confidence in the team. How 3 days can change the complexion of your season, right? We get absolutely smashed and stuffed by a bloody club that's nicknamed after a chocolate brand, Foxes. We get absolutely smashed by Leicester City. And the one consolation to that is, okay, we've still got a fully fit squad heading into the huge game on Tuesday. The players probably had one eye on that game because everyone was off it, including Kane, Kulu, Son. Let's just move on to Tuesday. Now we head into bloody Tuesday with Bentancur being out injured for the rest of our season. There's been a lot of negatives this season, and Bentancur hasn't been one of those at all. He's arguably been our biggest positive. In games when we haven't stepped up, this guy's been incredible. And he's just such a crucial part to the way we play. And look, it could be a season-ending injury. Honestly, it could. Do I really think we can get Champions League without Bentancur and with Højbjerg and another player in there? No, I don't. Genuinely, it's such a bad injury. Alongside that, okay, Bissouma's time to step up. No, Bissouma's out injured for 3 months. Sessegnon's also out injured. We've been struck with huge injury problems. And it is one of those where, did it come about with that pre-season training? As much as it was hard working from Conte. Look at Arsenal right now. 1 injury all season to Gabriel Jesus. And they're absolutely fine. No injuries whatsoever. And people go, injuries is luck. In a way, yes it is. You can be struck with loads of injuries and it can ruin your season. But at the same time, it does happen through the way you were worked. And was it really that wise of Conte to get them working like that in the summer and pre-season before a season with a World Cup in the middle of it, I'm not going to question Conte that much because the guy's won a stupid amount of titles and cups and, you can't really question what he's achieved, but you can sort of question his methods heading into this season with that training, considering there was a World Cup in the middle of it, And look at the injury problems we've had this season. Kulu or Richarlison, both of them have been constantly in or out. And now Bentancur, our most crucial player, in my opinion, to the way we play, is out. Look, it's not good. It's not good news. But we have to try and get behind the boys. And I definitely will be behind the boys. I think we've talked about everything we can regarding the Leicester game. I don't think there's much else we can say. I think as fans now, no matter your opinions on Enoch, Levy, Conte, we need to get behind the team in what is a massive, massive game. It's AC Milan away in the Champions League. This is huge. This is absolutely massive. This is massive because will Kane stay if we don't make it far in the Champions League? Will Son stay? What's going to happen with Conte depending on our Champions League run? We thought all of last season and that run last season and everything we did towards the end of last season was to be playing Champions League football. We need to get behind the boys in what is a huge game. But trust me when I say, it's not going to be easy when you look at our starting lineup. Højbjerg suspended for this game. Bentancur injured. Bissouma's injured. That leaves us 2 outfield midfielders in Pape Matar Sarr and Ollie Skip. Do we start Pape Matar Sarr and Ollie Skip in a game the magnitude of this one? A lot of suggestions for Eric Dyer going centre mid. A few suggestions for Perisic even coming into the midfield. A lot of talk about, recalling players from loan deals and signing free agents. These injuries have sent us into sort of a crisis, really. It's a term that gets bandied around a lot in football. But this Bentancur injury, you know, it really has. It really has, especially heading into this huge Champions League game. No Højbjerg even. So we've got no Højbjerg, no Bentancur, no Bissouma. Those are our first 3 choice midfielders. Ollie Skip's played 1 or 2 games this season. Overall, he's probably had about 90 minutes. Pape Matasar's played 2 or 3 games this season. Are they really ready to step up? For me, the favourable, you know, idea is that you put Dyer in there and you transition into a back 4. But I highly doubt that. I think Conte needs to be clever with this. Because can I really see him transitioning into a back 4? No, we know that he's very stubborn. We know that he believes that back 5 works. But with the injuries we currently have, do I think it's the right option? Yes. I think you transition into a back 4. I think you have Romero and maybe even, you know, someone such as Davies next to him. You maybe put Perisic at left wing back, you know, Royale right wing back. And then I think you put Eric Dyer as one of our midfielders. Eric Dyer, for me, I'd choose over Ollie Skip. Because I think Ollie Skip's played a few games for us, right? He was a crucial part in our season last year. A lot of people forget about that, you know. He picked up an injury at the end, but when Conte first joined the club, before Bentancur came in, Ollie Skip was phenomenal for those 2 months. Absolutely phenomenal. You know, the wins against Brentford and Norwich and the draw against Liverpool, that guy was brilliant. But since that injury he had at the end of last season, he just hasn't been the same player. He's had a few cameos this season, a couple of starts in cup games, I think. And he hasn't really impressed me. He hasn't really impressed me. Whereas on the other hand, although he's young, Pape Matasar has. He looks slightly commanding. He looks, you know, he looks more experienced than he is. And he looks like he can deal with pressure. Even in that Arsenal game, the guy wasn't that bad, you know. He was one of the only players on the pitch who sort of stepped up. Even in the Villa game, when he made that cameo for those last 20 minutes, we looked really good. Pape Matasar is the one you'd start for me, you know, and I'd start him alongside Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer, you know, for years was a centre mid. I believe, I can't remember, was it Jose, was it Poch? He transitioned into a centre back, and I still don't understand why. I genuinely still don't understand why. You know, for a long time he was brilliant in that centre mid role. The amount of good Champions League wins we had with Eric Dyer at CDM, you know. But he transitioned in that centre back role. He's had a couple good games. But he hasn't impressed me there. He hasn't impressed me there for years. He's had chance after chance after chance at centre back. And he's let us down time after time after time again. I'd look at Dyer starting centre mid. I really would. I think the guy's been there, done it in the Champions League as well. And I just think he's slightly more experienced. And even if he is very poor, slightly more commanding, you know, than Ollie Skip. And one thing I will say about Dyer is he's so much better. Even if you play him at centre-back in this game, I think he'll put in a good performance. Because Dyer's so much better player when he's surrounded by good players. You know, and you could say they paper over the cracks for him and cover up his mistakes. But I don't think it's in general just that. I think, you know, they up his level at the back when he's got someone like Romero next to him. We saw it against City. Whereas when he's got someone like Tanganga next to him, the guy's pathetic defensively. But look, I'd start Dyer. I would start Dyer in the midfield. And then, honestly, this might sound crazy, but I'd look at going Son left wing. Right? I'd look at going Son left wing, Kulusevski right wing, Kane sort of in that number 10 attacking mid-role, and Richarlison up top. That's the formation I would go with. I think that's, you know, a 4-2-3-1. I think that's arguably the best team we could field with Forster in goal. Do I think we'll choose that? No. I don't. I think Conte will probably go with the back 5. I think we'll probably see Davies, Romero, Dyer as a back 3. Pape Matasar, Ollie Skip, you know. And I don't know if that is the right decision. But Conte's whole career has played with a back 5 and wing backs. And I doubt he'd change it even if we do have some crucial injuries in a huge Champions League game. But look, comment down below your thoughts. What do you think the lineup should be heading into this game? What should we do about our current midfield crisis? Who should we play as a 2 in midfield? Or should we even play a 2 in midfield? Comment down below your thoughts. But let's talk about AC Milan heading into this game. Because they haven't had a brilliant season, right? They've not been the team that we've seen before in Milan. They picked up a big win last Friday against Torino, right? Torino are a very good side in Serie A, and they picked up a huge win there. But this season, they've just been very poor. I think it was only a few weeks ago they lost 5-2 to a mid-table team in Serie A. You know, they lost the Milan derby, which they haven't done in a couple of years, I don't think, to Inter in the league, and they also got smashed 3-0 by Inter in the cup final. They've been dropping points here and there to teams like, you know, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, but Cremonese and, you know, Fiorentina, and they've been dropping points to teams in Serie A that they shouldn't be. And look, they don't look like the champions. They don't look like the champions. Last season, you know, won Serie A, they were absolutely tremendous. But this season, they are miles off Napoli. Miles off Napoli. And look, this is why I was sort of confident heading into this game. Because we've seen them in the Champions League. We've seen them in the Champions League. They played Chelsea twice. A very bang-average Chelsea side. A mid-table Chelsea side in the Premier League. And Chelsea beat them 5-0 on aggregate. They didn't even get a goal against a bang-average Chelsea, you know, back line with Fofana in there who was poor, you know. This is a Chelsea team that's been crap this season. And they couldn't get a goal against them and conceded 5 over 2 games. That's why I was confident heading into this game, because you look at Milan's record, you know, you look at their Champions League, even getting through the groups was a real struggle for them. Chelsea topped the group, Milan finished second, and they had to really fight to get there above Salzburg, even though they beat them 4-0. But their form this season hasn't been brilliant, but that Bentancur injury, it has knocked my confidence. If we can come away, though, with a draw away at the San Siro and play the second leg at home, I think we'll win. I do think we'll win. Score prediction, look, it's a tough one. Romero back is huge. Bentancur and Højbjerg missing. I don't know. I'd happily take a draw considering that and have Højbjerg back for the second leg. But I'm gonna go 1-1. I do think 1-1. I think Harry Kane will score and step up with a real decent goal. Probably create some magic. And I do think Milan will pile on the pressure. And I believe that Rafael Leao will probably score. That is my score prediction. And that is your match preview for tomorrow's huge game in the Champions League. Comment down below your thoughts on the midfield situation. And give us your score predictions for the game. Thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. And as always, come on you Spurs. In Conte we trust. Enoch and Levy out.